Jai Hind, everyone.
Yes, sir.
Audio is okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Audible.
Okay. Without now waiting further, what is our session today is lecturate session. I will just repeat for the benefit of newcomers. We do practice of communication, especially the single way lecturate. 3 minutes timed lecturate on any topic. One person will keep time, the other one will practice. Last 30 seconds are warned and time over is warned. What do we achieve by this exercise is confidence, knowledge we are enhancing by daily practicing, and more importantly, the preparation towards SSB is more of talking in the sense you should be able to put across your viewpoints, should be able to explain things, should be able to convince others. And how it is going to happen when you are able to put across your views on different topics in a correct perspective. You may be thinking n number of things, but when it comes to putting across to someone else is not easy. When you stand in lecturate in SSB or in group discussion or in interview or in GP's group discussion, everywhere you are being tested whether you have a communication power or not, whether you have clarity of mind, whether you can express briefly and still you are able to convince others. These all things are revolving around your communication power, and that is why this exercise is very important. So Ganesh, you are ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Vijay, can you keep time so that Kunal Saab and Farhad can understand the exact format?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Vijay, you keep time.
Sir, I'll keep time for myself, sir.
You
No,
can start then.
don't
Okay.
worry, Vijay will keep.
The topic for my today's lecturate is reservation. And I like to start with a quote by Amit Kalantri: respect for all, reward for the worthy, and reservation for none. Now let's go back to the history, 1950s, when Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and other framers of the constitution understood due to the erstwhile caste system, SC, SG were historically oppressed. They were denied respect and equal opportunity in the Indian society. And these things hasn't allowed them to grow with others in areas of learning, we can say self-confidence, and they have not represented India or our nation in building activities. Now, the proponents of reservation argued that although India is a secular state, we all know that, and Article 15 of the Constitution prohibits discrimination on the grounds of religion, caste, sex. But this article also says that nothing shall prevent the state from making any special provisions for the advancement of any social or educationally backward class or citizens or SC or SG. Now, let me go over some technical aspects of it. The Constitution Order of 1950 reserved 15 and 7.5% vacancies for government in the government aided educational institutes or jobs or public sectors for SC and ST candidates for the period of 5 years. But this period was not constant, it was routinely extended by succeeding governments. And now comes the topic of OBCs. When the demand for the reservation of OBCs gained momentum, Mandal Commission was formed and 27% reservations were given to OBC in 1980s. Although at that time and now also Supreme Court has directed the center that the total quantum of the reservation should not exceed 50%. Yet many of the states still now in India has extended reservation beyond 50%. In addition to this, in 2019, when the demand for the reservation for the economically weaker section grew, the reservation of 10% has been extended to general category of all communities and caste from economically backward section. Now, for example, a candidate from the general category must fill some condition related to annual income, land holding, and various other things to obtain reservation. And luckily, we can say that there is no reservation in jobs in our armed forces, and this makes them fit as a professional and a competitive organization. Now we'll talk about some surveys. It has been concluded that OBC population in our country is 40%, SC 19 and SC 8.6, and rest 30. So hence, it is no long before more reservation might be obtained or sought by OBCs. Now there is a system of creamy layer, and but this concept of creamy layer has been only applied in the case of OBC, and it does not apply to SC/ST. The OBC families which earn more than 8 lakh per year will be under the creamy layer category, and they will be excluded from the reservation quota. But there is an example now also. If SC/ST candidate is earning more than general, so who is oppressed here? SC/ST or general candidate? Annual income, in my view, is a very workable and notable criteria through which we can compare and judge the social status of the person in the current era. As with a good annual income, we can know that he or she can avail benefits and can grow easily in the society. That's why, in my view, creamy layer criteria fits very well now with the current reservation system and should be extended to every category. And in the conclusion, I just want to say that the reservation thing is an important evil which should be allowed only till all sections of the society are brought to a socially and we can say that economically sustainable level on the same platform. And when this movement is achieved, we should start reducing reservation system and ultimately we should stop it. Thank you.
Very nice, Ganesh. Probably one of the finest lecturate you have given. Topic is complex, not easy, because there are so many things you can talk on this, but you summarized it very well. First thing, your communication is good, your English is good, generally clarity of thought is there, and points are well structured. So that is your strength. Now, during group discussions and all, you have to play on your strengths, at the same time allow others to participate. Coming to your point of reservation, yes, you mentioned about Mandal Commission, you mentioned little bit about history, how it started, and the viewpoints of our constitution makers also. Then comes EBC, economically backward sections. The problem is, in the end, which you were trying to cover, is something based on creamy layer or economic criteria. Yes, that is a good viewpoint, and it can be strongly said also that now our forefathers also thought for few years this system should be there, and thereafter we should change it or some modification or revert back to original things. So time has come, probably we need to set the criteria as economic base, because somewhere income criteria is more suitable. Today you cannot say someone is uh, backward or something. More in the sense is appropriate when you talk about income. So what Ganesh is trying to say is probably a very very wise thinking, rational viewpoint, and most of the people are echoing it, that let's move on. Now the caste and religion, these things can take backseat. Income criteria can be much appropriate filtering way, because today a lot of people have now benefited from the backward sections or the erstwhile oppressed sections. So this is a very important aspect in our country. When we are trying to prosper, when we are trying to aim to be a powerful country, we cannot have such kind of system which is now stopping many issues. One example is talent. When you have some kind of exams, NEET exams, especially IIT, and there is a person who is not able to become a doctor, but there is a less talented person who becomes a doctor. So loss is of society. That individual loss is negligible. Someone has not made it to doctor profession. In any case, if the person is capable, he will or she will make his or her life. That will be done. Individual losses are hardly anything, but the society's loss. We may get inferior quality uh, professionals. I'm talking about doctors. Same is applicable to everywhere, not only doctors. It is applicable to all fields, including scientists. You see a best example. This Ganesh, you can note also defense. There is no reservation. So you see there is professionalism. The best one is proving whatever metal one has. So this example can fit into your viewpoint that reservation is appropriate. Now the criteria should change. The economic based, monetary based, money based, income based, this criteria has to come in. Time has come, because 75 years we have set one criteria. A lot of downtrodden people have now come up. Now let's change the criteria, because Jat agitation, Maratha agitation, these all things, and including all kinds of castes, are now demanding. So there is no point giving reservation as such. We have crossed the limit of 50%. There is no point now further rallying onto it. Let's change the criteria. Okay, good Ganesh, very nice. Your confidence is good. Points are very well driven and to the point you have spoken. Very nice. Okay, who is
Thank you.
next? Okay, Kunal Saab. Ganesh, keep time. Kunal Saab is next.
Yes, sir. Okay, you can start, sir.
Kunal Saab, you are mute. I think network issue. Kunal Saab, can you hear?
Audible, sir? Yes, sir, definitely.
Okay, okay. Ganesh, again,
Yes,
restart
sir.
your timing.
Yes. Yeah, Kunal, sir, you can start.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, gentlemen. Today's my topic is living relationship. I will cover it into three parts: the definition, categories, advantages and disadvantages of a living relationship, and lastly, I will conclude it. So, first of all, what is the meaning of living relationship? In simple words, we can say a living relationship is a relationship where two people decide to live together as a husband and wife, but without marriage. There was a time when living relationship was a concept existing only in the Western countries. But nowadays, present time, we can see many living relationship, even in India. It's becoming a more common nowadays. If we see broadly, living relationship broadly, then we can categorize into three types. First is living relationship between an unmarried couple. Second is a living relationship between two individuals in which one or both are married. Third one is a living relationship between same-sex persons, partners. These are three categories of living relationship, but most common is living relationship between unmarried couple. This is the most common relationship we have seen in the society. There are some. So, what is the reason to make a couple to live in relationship? First of all, to check compatibility. When two people decide to live in together, they have a lot of time to spend with together, and they can decide that they are capable or not with each other. If they feel that they are not capable to each other, they can easily move on. There next reason is there can be possibilities that one of the partner is cheating in the marriage, so that they have choose option of divorce with the help of court. But if the couple lives in the living relationship, and they find if one of their partner is cheating on them, so they can easily move on. Next reason is they can also easily figure out whether they can take all responsibilities which marriage brings them. So if they think that they not able to
Yeah, 30
uh,
seconds.
take responsibilities, they can easily move out. The big disadvantages is the living relationship, that support system from the family. Our society does not support to the living relationship, so they should they are they face so many mental stress. Children's born out of the living relationship is the main issue, and they have to face in future a lot of social problems in future. Recent case of Shraddha Walkar, we
Thank you.
see that there are sir, can I take a few minutes, sir?
Okay, last
Recent
30
case.
seconds. Just sum up.
Yes, sir. Next disadvantages is commitment and security. Latest case we seen Shraddha Walkar case, which revealed that after some time spending together, they feel suffocated to each other. They feel insecurity, and because of this, Indian society does not accept living relationship because of lack of commitment and security. Lastly, I said, in my point of view, living relationship is neither crime not a sin. It is not a good or bad. But if someone thinks that they cannot handle the responsibility of marriage, without knowing each other, and they if they want to spend time with freedom, so they can easily move to live in relationship. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Kunal Saab, good. Let's come to a mm, point whether it is good or bad, what Kunal Saab was trying to highlight. If someone says it is bad with some rational, like we are also one part of animal kingdom. Suppose human beings are animal only. Why we became so organized? We organized ourselves, family system. We took responsibilities. So I'm dwelling upon this topic because it is very important. The modern generation has started thinking life as some kind of entertainment. Yes, it is uh, entertainment, it is full of responsibility, it is much more than that. It is a privilege that we are on this earth. But when it comes to marriage, marriage is not between two individuals, it is between two families. This concept of you can have your own topic, Farhad, or you can take card number on your own, or I'll assign if you are ready. But today you can speak on your own topic, Farhad. Okay. So now coming to this particular aspect, why this new concept of living has come. Maybe the new generation have started thinking marriage as one kind of simple thing. It is not a simple thing. It is combining two families, looking after next generation, taking the care of previous generation also. Imagine a living relationship couple. They will spoil two generations, one previous, one next. Because if at all there are kids, who will own them up? Who will take the responsibility of their educations and growing them up? Next comes previous generation. In the old age of that two individuals' parents, who will take responsibility? So it is something more. Uh, marriage is an institute where two families come together and there is a network which is formed and it gives stability to the life. So marriage is something more the young generation has to understand. So Kunal Sahab, I will recommend you can take a viewpoint that live-in relationship is bad
Okay, sir.
because you are now aspiring to become an armed forces officer defending a country. What is the basic criteria? We need strong defense. And the
Sir,
biggest defense in the country is family system. If in XYZ country, if you destroyed the family system, you need not attack that country. That country is finished because
sir,
there is no family system, there is no sense of responsibility. Kids are going haywire. There are old age people, government has to look after. There are some kids who are orphans only because live in relationship couples will produce orphans only. So, this all things considering all you can say you can quote one or thing about responsibility such a robust structure of family system. I'm just elaborating it because within 3 minutes you can take one or two points only. Okay,
sir.
now we will go to next speaker. Good, confidence is good, your English grammar is also good, and flow is coming up. Only thing now structuring it: introduction, main criteria, and then conclusion, and timekeeping, the time
Definitely, sir.
management. Okay, with practice it
Yes, sir.
will happen. Good.
Sir.
Who is
Thank you, sir.
next? I think Aman has raised hand and Amruta also. I will go to Aman. Aman is a new one. Aman, you can give your introduction. Aman, can you hear? No, we will go to Amruta.
Yes, sir.
You are ready?
Jayan, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, let me tell someone to keep time. Kunal sir, you understand now timekeeping?
Yes, sir.
2.5 minutes you will say 30 seconds, last 30 seconds, and thereafter you can say time up at 3 minutes.
Sure, sir.
Aman will come to you after Amruta.
Okay, ma'am, you can start.
Okay, thank you. So today's lecture topic is New Education Policy 2020. New education policy is announced in 2020 in the lockdown period, and first education policy was proposed in 1968. After it is renewed in 1986, and then in after the 34 years it is again uh, renewed and rearranged, reconstructed in 2020. So today we are going to understand little bit of what is that new education policy 2020 is. So the old education policy of ours is divided into like 10 plus 2, that is first to 10 and then 11th and 12th, and a child will enter into a school at the age of 6. At the age of 6 the child will be in first standard, but the education policy changed it into the four part, that is 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. That is 3 year of the child with the age of 3 years will enter into a school, kindergarten, like that. And for the first 5 years he will have no exams. That 5 years are also divided into two parts, that is 3 years of play garden, just only play, and next 2 years first standard and second standard. And in that the both standard the kid don't have to give examination. And it is really good thing that the kid will not have any kind of burden or a fear of an exam. The kid will enjoy the school time and will be eager in every morning to go to the schools. And after 5 it is 3 plus 3 plus 4, that is 3 years is with fifth standard. The second part is 3, that is from third to fifth standard. And this time the kids will learn in their mother tongue. Mother tongue is given a scope to be learned in. But the if the institute, the school provides the English language, and the
Last 30
parents
seconds.
also wants to be taught their kid in English language, then they are free. After that there is again 3, that is from 6th standard to 8th standard. And the last fourth part is from 9th to 12th. And here the interesting part is we are given freedom to choose a multiple subject, which is very beneficial for our self growth. 6% of our GDP is
Time up.
dedicated for only education. So in conclusion, I would say that our new education policy is really interesting and creative. Thank you so much.
Okay, good, Amruta. You were little slow today. You can cover many more points in this. It is a good policy, hopefully, but implementation will tell further. What is the problem with old education policy? Are we producing leaders? Are we producing innovators? Are we producing scientists? I think we are lacking there. We are producing laborers and probably clerks who can function the way British wanted. When the British government was here, why they introduced education? Primarily to work for them. And that education system needs certain modifications. Today we are having our own country. Today we want to have people who can create something, innovate something, have some confidence. But the education system with which we were continuing has some flaws, where it is like whatever is taught, mugging up, exam oriented things, and literally practical education is missing, which we must learn from our history, where Gurukul system was there, where we were in open environment and we were learning with nature. And some mix probably is required in new education policy, and that's what is coming up. Secondly, about some syllabus change, mother tongue related issues and pride, our history. some ancestral history, old history needs more space. It needs to be told in a better way. All those things counting, we needed new education policy. Let's hope how it unfolds and how we have fruits of it, benefits of it in coming years. Okay, good, Amruta. You can increase your pace little bit so that you cover more points. Okay.
So what is space? Same. I'm not getting.
uh, your talking speed, if you increase, so what happens, you are little slow. If you go to ssb 3 minutes, you should not be hurrying it up, but you should have a optimum pace. Okay, so it is little
Yes,
slow.
sir. Thank you.
So we will go to
Yes, sir.
next. Who is
You.
ready now? Okay, Vijay will come to you. Amruta, will you keep
Yes, sir.
time?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, Vijay, go ahead.
So, yes, sir. Vijay, sir, you can start.
Good evening. Today I am talking about this agriculture. Agriculture is crop and livestock production, agriculture, fisheries and forestry, for and non-food products. Agriculture was the key of development in the rise of sedentary human civilization where the farming of domesticated species created food that enable people to live in cities, while human people to live in cities, uh, cities while humans started gathering grains at least 105,000 years ago. Nation farmers only began planting them around 11,500 years ago. Sheep, goats, pigs, and cattle were domesticated around 10,000 years ago. Plants were independently cultivated in at least 11 regions of the world in the 20th century. Industrial agriculture based on a large scale monoculture based on a large scale monocultures come to dominated agriculture output today. Small farms produce about a third of the world's food, but a large farms are prevalent. The largest one 1% of farmers in the world share world are greater than 50 acres and operate more than 17% of the world's farmland. Nearly 40% of agriculture land is found on farms large than 1,000 acres. However, five of every six farms in the world consist of less than 2 hectares and take up only around 12% of all agriculture land. The major agriculture products can be broadly grouped into food, fiber, seeds, and raw materials. Food classes included grains, vegetables, fruit, cooking oil, meat, milk, eggs, and fungi. Global agriculture production amounts to approximately
Last 30 seconds.
Vijay, not audible now. Okay, seems some network problem. No issue.
chemicals such as pesticides and fertilizers and technological development have sharply increased crop yield but also contributed to ecological and environmental damage. Selectively breeding and modern uh, practices in animal husbandry have similarly increased the output of meat, but have raised concern about animal welfare and environmental damage. Environmental issues include the contribution
Time
to
up, sir.
climate deforestation, antibiotic resistance, and other agricultural pollution. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Vijay, a little bit voice was cutting, so it was not really clear. But aim is to practice. So you are practicing. You got a good practice. What was the topic heading?
Agriculture.
Agriculture. Because you gave a lot of statistics. That is very important. How much is land holding, the production, crop pattern. because agriculture can be there in various forms in your exam SSB interview. If you are from rural background, you may be asked some questions in interview also. If you really belong to a farmer family, then you can expect few questions. But apart from that, in group discussion, there can be some advanced topics, new way of farming, farmers' contribution, farmers' problems. There was agitation some time back. Then in our country, where the GDP ratio is not yet appropriate to the strength of population which is now actually involved in agriculture. Imagine if large people are in agriculture, but the GDP is not reflecting that. There are reasons. We are yet following the orthodox way of farming. Advanced farming is missing in many parts of the country. Haryana, Punjab, Western UP, some parts of Western Maharashtra, some pockets in India are having good farming, having good water resource, having good electricity supply. The farmers are advanced, but majority portion land wise, farmers wise, we are having problems. Farmers are committing suicides in many states. These are bigger challenges, and the topic is vast. Agriculture means a lot in Indian context. So it can be technology in agriculture, or agriculture in India, or the contribution of agriculture in terms of GDP. Many ways you must study this topic, and some statistics which Vijay was trying to put forward. These all data will help you. But only thing, the audio was not really very clear. Vijay, good. Your flow was going. The network was a issue, but good that you finished. Time management okay, and data was much more. I missed on some of the things. Okay. Who is next? Okay, Amruta. Who is next? Farhad?
Yes, sir. Sir, I haven't prepared any topic.
No issue.
Still,
Don't worry.
I
This is an open platform. Don't worry.
yes, sir.
Nobody is going to give you punishment. It is practice.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So I'll
Okay,
ask
sir.
Vijay's network is poor. Ganesh, can you keep time?
Yes, sir. I'll keep the time.
Okay. Go ahead, Farhad.
Uh, Yeah, you can
So,
start.
good evening, everyone. My today's lecture topic is India's role in the G20 meeting. So, what is G20? The G20 is a group of 19 countries, including the European Union. It works to address major issues related to the global economy, such as international financial stability, climate change mitigation, and sustainable development. Uh, the G20 is composed of around 80% of gross world product, 75% of international trade, and around 60% of world's total population. So we can see that this G20 holds a strong place in the world today. As India hosting this meeting over the Indonesia from last year, this is a very important step for India in the geopolitics and the world politics. Recently, the Australian Prime Minister also visited India during this meeting, and uh, they visited the indigenously built INS Vikrant. And future talks have been also added that in the Malabar exercise, including Australia, India, US, and Japan, they will host a ocean exercise with the Navy. And so I would like to conclude that if India holds this meeting seriously and with great treasure, it will hold a strong place in the world in the nearby future. And also the countries which boycotted this meeting should India should try to convince and bring those countries in the union so that we can so that India can hold a union of peace in the future. Thank you.
Okay, Farhad, well tried. This is your first attempt here.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
some kind of anxiety do happen, but it's okay. Good. This is very important topic. Whoever is now going for SSB because G20's presidency we have taken over. This is a very important milestone in our development because in Southeast Asia this is the first time G20 presidency has come. For one
Yes, sir.
year we are the uh, leader in this.
We
And
will host this
what
meeting.
does it signify? It signifies a lot. Now, Russia and Ukraine war is going on. Russia is also part of G20. Then, what India is suggesting or Indian leadership is going to say, it is mattering. And in September, when in Pragati Maidan 9-10 September, this G20 summit will be there. Some other meetings are going on. Just few days back, there was a foreign ministers and other dignitaries visiting us, India. So India is projected at world stage because having the presidency of such kind of events brings a lot of responsibility. But more than that, getting that presidency itself is an honor. It signifies that country has some level. It can handle such events like Olympic. We have not yet hosted Olympic. So hosting it signifies a lot of uh, pride and honor issues. Besides that, there is a business interest also. So these are all very, very big events, prestigious events, projects a lot of honor and status. India is now emerging, and by hosting such kind of events within country, international events, 20 nations premiers will come. 20 nations are looking up to us. There will be some dialogues, there will be some um, media highlights and all those things. A lot of things will happen. So this is how country is highlighted. And as such, we have seen recent past, a lot of countries are now listening to India, are willing to listen India. And our stature is growing up in international arena. This is a good sign. Okay, Farhad, good. This topic is important. All must
Yes,
study
sir.
because
Sir,
this,
next time I'll be more efficient and
yes,
clear
yes,
in
it will
my.
happen with the
Yes, sir.
practice. Okay, don't worry. Who is
Thank you,
there?
sir.
Next volunteer? Anyone? Baldev? No, it's okay. Uh, no issue. We must understand that this is a forum where you come and okay, Ganesh.
Sir, after you, sir, after you.
Okay, this is a forum where you come, you get audience, you get a stage where you are speaking very, very formally on a topic. Ideal stage is you bring your own topic or you select it here, but the way you structure it, the way you speak it, and thereafter listening it back because we will upload it. So listening it back, how exactly you spoke, and it will be permanent footprint. So slowly you can see your progress. You must see after 1 month where are you. Like Ganesh must have spoken 3 months back also. So that progress one must see, check, review, and different topics you must pick up so that once you speak, that is the best exercise, that is the best practice. Your memory gets sharpened and it goes into permanent memory, all those points. And you prepare one topic to speak, but there are others who are speaking. Those topics are also automatically, at least to some extent, you are grasping. That is also knowledge enhancement. Okay, Ganesh, go ahead.
Sir, I just wanted to know your views on one of the current topics, sir,
Which one?
regarding the same-sex marriage, sir. It can
Okay.
come into GD, sir, most probably, sir.
Yes, yes, yes. See, we must connect with this topic from the national interest point of view. When the nations will survive, when the humanity will survive, when the societies will survive, when the family systems will survive, there is some natural phenomena. You need opposite sex to work together so that humanity is existing and continuing and surviving. There is some stability required in our life. So there is some science in this. If you see, we have a family system We are born in a particular family. Forget about all other things, nationality, religion, and all these things. Basically, we are human beings. And we are born, we have a mother and father. And thereafter, we are born, we may be a boy or girl. We grow up, we have some biological needs, we have some aspirations to do something in this life. And now coming to a balance in life. At optimum age, you are settled job wise, or you are doing something in this commercial world, you are earning. Now you require to move ahead, simultaneously taking responsibility of previous generation, or in your surroundings, some relatives, brothers, sisters. You see, typically a family is a game of responsibility, and in that particular system, if you allow same sex marriage, what kind of stability it will bring? It will destroy the stability. Secondly, the basic duty of a human being is to continue this race. Who will produce next generations? So there has to be some basic criteria where, if you given the chance, nobody would like to get legally bound and have a family, have a responsibility. Then what is the difference between us and other animals? Other animals are not having any legal bindings. They don't have family system. Almost in the entire animal kingdom, we also assume we are also part of animal kingdom. The humans are well established, structured, and we have some systems and traditions, and we have organized ourselves. So my take is, if you allow such kind of things or you promote it, suppose one odd case is different, but if you promote it, then you are destroying this society's fabric, social structure is destroyed, and then nation is destroyed. It will be chaos. Okay, Ganesh.
Yes, sir. And sir, can we mention these points like in India there are various laws, sir, regarding every religion, like Hindu marriage law, Muslim law where it is mentioned as a contract between a man and woman, then Parsi law. Everywhere it is mentioned that heterogeneous marriage is there, not
Yes,
homogeneous.
yes,
And to amend these, we have to then amend these all laws, sir, if we are promoting
yes.
the same-sex marriage.
It
So
is a
it will
very
be very
strong
difficult, sir.
point. With that context, also, this becomes a solid defense. Okay,
Okay, sir.
because our country, as such, we take pride that we are a secular country. We are such a diverse country. We have so many religions and such a beautiful setup. And if we start allowing such kind of amendments in our country, it will destroy our base. And heterogeneous marriage is a concept which is a beautiful concept. It is in resonance with the nature's requirement, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Because people may think it very very practically कि क्या होता है ये होता है, but there are some larger interest of humanity. Human race has to survive. If you see today, the young generation is running away from responsibilities, or they want to be free bird, and that's why they are saying no to marriage. They are saying okay, same sex marriage, they want it as a fun or a new idea, but anything and everything cannot be welcome from the future implication point of view. One must be very very serious on these issues. Thousands of years have passed. The system of heterogeneous marriage has evolved, and it has set. If you see Stone Age, probably family system was not so organized. Today it is so organized, and this is just few hundred years. We are living a organized life, and we again want to get away from it and destroy it. Something like that we are heading for, isn't it?
Yes, sir. And sir, this family system only differentiates us, sir, India from abroad.
Yes, that is our strength. If you see Chanakya Niti, enemy countries family system, if you attack, that fabric you break, then you need not to attack that country. So that family system is the biggest pillar of any good society, any good nation. If you have good family system, why our regiments are uh, caste or religion based? Because a lot of relatives are there in that, and that is a binding factor. This was the Britishers' clever move. Maratha regiment, Rajput regiment, Jammu and Kashmir Rifles, where Muslim companies are there, or Bihar Paltan, Sikh Paltan, Punjab regiment, Madras regiment. All those are with this view, family system. A little religion based or section based, these all things do matter. Okay?
Yes, sir, got it.
And you can also have other viewpoint, but it should have rational to speak. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So anyone else? Sumit? Okay. I think nobody is going to speak. So we will end here. Have a good time. Prepare well. Practice. Be happy. Okay.
Good night, sir.
Good night. Bye. Jai Hind.
Good night.